A historic night. Kamala Harris takes center stage. The Democratic National Convention reached its pinnacle on a night charged with anticipation and history. Vice President Kamala Harris stood before the nation, ready to accept her party's nomination for president. The weight of the moment was palpable. Harris, the first woman of color to be nominated for president by a major party, was poised to make history once more. The energy in the room was electric as Harris took the stage. Cheers erupted from the delegates, their excitement echoing the significance of the moment. This was a night for celebration, but also a night for reflection. The nation faced a crossroads, and Harris was there to offer a path forward. The significance of Harris's candidacy was not lost on anyone present. Her journey, from daughter of immigrants to the vice presidency, embodied the American dream. Her presence on the stage was a testament to the progress the nation had made, even as it grappled with its ongoing challenges. As Harris prepared to address the nation, a sense of hope filled the air. Her words, her vision, held the promise of a brighter future. This was a night for the history books, a night that would be remembered for years to come. Harris did not shy away from addressing the tumultuous years under the previous administration. She delivered a forceful rebuke of former President Donald Trump, his policies, and his impact on American democracy. Her words were sharp, direct, and uncompromising. She accused Trump of undermining democratic institutions, eroding public trust, and sowing division within the country.
Harris argued that his actions had left the nation wounded, its values under attack. Her critique was not merely political, it was a moral indictment of Trump's leadership. Harris specifically targeted Trump's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, his rhetoric on immigration, and his attempts to overturn the 2020 election results. She argued that his actions had caused real harm to countless Americans, leaving them vulnerable and disillusioned.
The audience listened intently, their silence punctuated by bursts of applause. Harris's condemnation of Trump resonated deeply, particularly among those who felt his presidency had been a betrayal of American ideals. A central theme of Harris's speech was the importance of protecting and strengthening American democracy. She argued that the right to vote was sacred, the foundation upon which all other rights were built. Harris warned of the dangers of voter suppression efforts, which she described as a direct assault on democracy itself.
Harris pledged to fight tirelessly for voting rights, vowing to make it easier for all eligible Americans to cast their ballots. She called for comprehensive voting rights legislation, including automatic voter registration, expanded early voting, and an end to partisan gerrymandering. Beyond voting rights, Harris spoke broadly about the need to uphold American values. She emphasized the importance of equality, justice, and opportunity for all. Her vision of America was one where everyone, regardless of their background or beliefs, had the chance to succeed.
Harris's words carried a sense of urgency. She made it clear that the stakes of the election were high, not just for the Democratic Party, but for the very soul of the nation. While Harris did not shy away from criticizing her opponents, she also struck a conciliatory tone at times. She acknowledged the deep divisions within American society, but argued that these divisions did not have to be insurmountable.
Harris called for a return to civility and respect in political discourse. She urged Americans to find common ground, to bridge the divides that had separated them for too long. Harris spoke of the need to listen to one another, to understand different perspectives, and to seek solutions that worked for everyone. She emphasized that despite their differences, Americans shared common values and aspirations. She spoke of the shared dream of a better future for their children and grandchildren, a future where everyone had the opportunity to thrive.
Her words were a powerful reminder that even in times of political polarization, there is still more that unites Americans than divides them. Harris's call for unity resonated with many who yearned for a less fractious and more hopeful political landscape. Section 5, Controversy erupts, the absence of a Palestinian voice. Despite the overall positive reception to Harris's speech and the convention as a whole, a significant controversy emerged.
Critics pointed to the lack of a Palestinian speaker at the convention, particularly in light of the ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The absence of a Palestinian-American voice on the main stage was seen by some as a missed opportunity to engage with a critical issue and to demonstrate inclusivity within the Democratic Party.
Pro-Palestinian groups and activists expressed their disappointment, arguing that their perspectives and concerns were being overlooked. The controversy highlighted the challenges faced by the Democratic Party in navigating the complexities of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
It also underscored the need for greater representation and inclusion of diverse voices within the party. The absence of a Palestinian speaker sparked a debate within the party and beyond, raising important questions about representation, foreign policy, and the party's commitment to amplifying marginalized voices.
Section 6. Navigating a complex conflict, Harris's stance on the Israeli-Palestinian issue. In her speech, Harris briefly addressed the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, reaffirming the Biden administration's commitment to a two-state solution.
She expressed support for Israel's right to security, while also acknowledging the legitimate aspirations of the Palestinian people. Harris called for a peaceful resolution to the conflict, one that ensured the security and dignity of both Israelis and Palestinians.
She condemned violence and terrorism, urging all parties to work towards a just and lasting peace. Her remarks on the issue were carefully calibrated, reflecting the sensitivity and complexity of the conflict.
Harris sought to strike a balance between acknowledging Israel's security concerns and recognizing the plight of the Palestinians. While her brief comments did not satisfy all sides, they reflected the Biden administration's broader approach to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, which emphasizes diplomacy, dialogue, and a commitment to human rights for all.
Section 7. A bridge across the aisle. Adam Kinzinger's unexpected endorsement. In a surprising turn of events, former Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger took the stage at the Democratic National Convention to offer a powerful endorsement of Kamala Harris.
Kinzinger, a vocal critic of Donald Trump, had become a rare voice of dissent within the Republican Party. His presence at the DNC was a testament to the deep divisions within the Republican Party and the broader political landscape.
His endorsement of Harris underscored the growing appeal of her candidacy, even among some who had previously identified as Republicans. Kinzinger's speech was a scathing indictment of Trump's legacy, which he argued had damaged American democracy and divided the nation.
He called on his fellow Republicans to reject extremism and embrace a more inclusive and unifying vision for the country. His endorsement of Harris was a powerful symbol of the potential for cross-party collaboration and a rejection of the hyper-partisanship that had come to define American politics.
Kinzinger's presence at the DNC was a reminder that even in times of deep division, there is still room for common ground and shared values.
Section 8. Voices of Pain, Calls for Action. Gun violence survivors share their stories.
The issue of gun violence took center stage at the Democratic National Convention as survivors shared their heartbreaking stories and called for action. Their testimonies were raw, emotional, and deeply moving.
Parents who had lost children in school shootings, individuals who had survived mass shootings, and community members impacted by everyday gun violence all shared their experiences.
These powerful testimonies served as a stark reminder of the human cost of inaction. The speakers called for stricter gun laws and urged lawmakers to prioritize safety over the gun lobby.
Section 9. Confronting Injustice. The exonerated Central Park 5 speak out.
In a powerful moment that underscored the ongoing fight for racial justice, the exonerated Central Park 5 appeared at the Democratic National Convention to share their harrowing story. They spoke about the injustices they had endured and the importance of continuing the fight for a more equitable justice system.
The men, who had been teenagers when they were wrongly accused and convicted, spent years in prison for a crime they did not commit. Their case became a national story, highlighting the issues of racial profiling, police misconduct, and prosecutorial overreach.
Section 10. Looking ahead, implications for the 2024 election.
Kamala Harris's acceptance speech at the Democratic National Convention marked a pivotal moment in the 2024 presidential race. Her speech, delivered with passion and conviction, laid out a clear vision for the future.
Harris' message of unity, hope, and progress resonated with many Americans. Her focus on healthcare, climate change, and economic inequality, spoke to the concerns of everyday Americans.
The convention energized the Democratic base and appealed to independent voters. The event framed the choice facing voters in 2024 as one between progress and regression. Section 11. A Night of Hope and Determination. As the lights dimmed and the cheers faded, the significance of the night lingered in the air. Kamala Harris's acceptance speech, delivered with eloquence and conviction, had galvanized the Democratic Party and set the stage for the 2024 election. It was a night that celebrated the progress the nation had made while acknowledging the challenges that lay ahead. It was a night that honored the diversity of the American experience and reaffirmed the enduring promise of the American dream. More than just a political event, the Democratic National Convention was a testament to the power of hope, resilience, and determination. It was a reminder that even in the face of adversity, the American spirit endures, forever striving for a more perfect union. The road ahead would be long and arduous, but as Kamala Harris stood on that stage, radiating strength and optimism, she offered a vision of a brighter future, a future worth fighting for.